What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and welcome back to the Bazaar. One core that I have not yet showcased on Dually is the Ignition core. So that's what I'm going to hope to show off today. And I think one of the best builds with it is to just pick up a bunch of rays and try to scale all of the burn. I'm not sure exactly how much burn cards you want and how many rays you want, but I do believe that Alpha Ray is a pretty important piece of the puzzle. So I'm happy to pick that up for free off that first encounter there. And yeah, hopefully we can find some more rays and find some more burn cards and get things cooking. I don't know, that's kind of a burn pun. Not exactly, but we'll take it. Get things cooking here. Let's see what we get. We get a Fang. That's going to go over here. I do think I want to prioritize XP. Income is also really solid this early, though. But I think XP is actually just better earlier, because that way you have a reasonable potential to win these early fights. I'm not going to be able to hit level 2 today, so I think I should take a look at some small and large. I mean, I could hit level 2. Oh, I guess I could have hit level 2 and then off the level up tried to play something with that. Yeah, I mean, like, off the level up, maybe one of the things was, like, get a weapon or something. This is going to work on, or wind up not being, like, super impressive, but it could be good against, like, a companion core dually or something. If I'm up against a fellow burn core with an Omega Ray, yeah, this is where things could get a little bit dicey, but actually I don't think it will be. I don't know, because they're scaling both of these items with their core, and both of these items with their ray as well. Oh, it says when you use the core or another ray. So it doesn't actually scale, this doesn't scale this. But still, I have way too much burn, and I'm done. Unfortunate. I guess they did also have the shield from the adjacent items. So let's see, if I had just gone for the level up there, then I could have gotten an item. I think I would have rather upgraded the core though, so it's not a huge loss, and I will probably take a look at some small items to try to find some more rays. I think that's going to be good, but, well, I do think Thruster seems interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'll buy it. And then I'll also buy Crypto, too, because why not? And I'll roll, actually, as well. Just because I think finding the Omega Ray as soon as possible seems pretty important to the overall comp. I'll grab 8 in here. Generally like that one. Do I roll and spend all of my cash? Why not? This gives me thrusters, level up, and could even decide to just put thrusters on this side. I think that could be reasonable. And then I'll go for the giant skeeter here. Actually forget what's... Oh, it's Crypto. Yeah. So I'll have to take a look at my Crypto. It's a little bit awkward. I like to put my Crypto on the board so that way I don't just like forget about it every hour and have more chances to potentially sell it if I'm just paying more attention. Oh, I think I could have sold it right then, actually. Yeah, now it's worth 1. It's totally punished here. Let's take a look at some skills. You do want, like, the burn freeze and the poison freeze if you wind up playing all of the rays. Don't find it. If you have exactly one friend, reduce its and the core's cooldown. It's probably good. Yeah, I like this. The corrosive weapon, I did have success with that in the past as well, but we're going to go for this, and then I think I'm going to prioritize XP here again, or not again, but like correct the mistake from the first round, and now I level up and can actually do something with this. And let's just make this be upgrading the core. So I'm still playing down a little bit. I will throw the amber in and the crypto. And I do have a decision to make, and that is, what does the thrusters want to... where does the thrusters want to be? Does it want to be here? Or does it want to be here? The thing is, like, putting more burn on both players does not necessarily help me. So I think I'll just roll with this. This is fine. I don't know. I could see going either way with that. I also am not positive that I want the Ray with increased cooldown, but it looks like my opponent does not have too much else going on here. I mean, they do have a double cast on the Cutlass. How do they have that? Does this doesn't have multicast too, last I knew. Alright, well, doesn't matter. I thought this just did double crit damage. I did not remember that card having multicast. Maybe I'm wrong. Small non-weapon could help me find the other rays. Sure. Not quite. Burn skills could help me find the burn, or just could help me, like, because I've got Ignition Core. Sure, I've got Ignition Core. Let's find some burn skills here then. This is large item, right? When you use your leftmost item, which is this one over here, burn 2. Your medium burn items have +2 burn. Your leftmost burn item has +4 burn. I feel like that's reasonably likely to be the Ignition Core in most fights. Because I want to generally keep all my burn items over here, so maybe I do just give the Ignition Core +4 burn. That's the biggest burst on the board. So yeah, let's do that. 16 burn now out of the Ignition Core. And I think I'll probably dabble. The Dabbling Apprentice, you know what? I'll load up Hal Bazaar real quick. I always forget to do that at the start of playing the game. But basically, the things that Dabbling Apprentice can give me, I believe, are all potions, which is not really that exciting with the scaling from the core. So let's take a look. Day 3 we are on, and what do we have? Yeah, the Dabbling Apprentice is potions, but also Vial of Blood, Rogue Scrapper, not super exciting, and then what about the Eccentric Man? That is like shield stuff. So I'm still going to go for the Dabbling Apprentice here then. Oh, wait. I have another burn item. And I just, like, wasn't paying attention. Sure. When did I get this? Maybe I, like, just got it? I must have. There's no way I had it for the previous... Well, I won the PvP fight on day 2 anyways. But yeah, let's go with this. Oh, I did say I was going to go for Dabbling Apprentice, and then I forgot what I was doing. Whatever. I think that this is fine as well, because I do want to get as much XP as possible. So this seems sweet. Having a gold core already seems like it's probably pretty good. I can probably get a ton of burn on my opponents with this strategy. And then it's just going to be a mix of, like, how many things can I play over here while playing as many burn things as possible over here. Get a haste item or just sells items. I think at this stage of the game, just hanging on to my cash seems fine. Haste the core for 1 second seems fantastic. Core cooldown, 1 XP, Sharpening Stone, burn cooldown. I'm going to go just for core cooldown because I'm not super impressed with either of these options just yet. And we might just be able to find straight up better options. And we'll wind up replacing these things. Double damage if it's your only friend. Cleanse half your burn with Induction Aegis. I'm sorry, not with Induction Aegis, with the thrusters. It's probably worth it. And then throw in the GPU. Seems fine. Let's roll here. And another beta ray has got to be the play. When you burn, this gains plus 25 damage. But I'm not really trying to burn a whole bunch of times. I'm trying to make my burns really impactful. So let's just grab beta ray and call it there. Oh, and actually we are calling it there. We are now on to our next PvE fight. This seems fine. This seems good. Playing exactly one friend, so the core is down to a... What's the cooldown on this bad boy? It is a 5-second cooldown on the core, but it's going to get hasted and should be scaling pretty effectively here. My opponent with Companion Core not going to be super strong just yet. Oh, wow. I looked down to see what day 4 encounters we might be able to find, and my opponent was dead. So... there we go. Mountain Pass, medium items, solo items. Can Mountain Pass, I believe it can give me income, and I might still like to grab some income at this stage of the game. I do believe 2 income seems pretty cool. Tools or items, I mean, items when I still have rays to find seems good. I will level up the coolant. When you slow charge this... I probably shouldn't have rolled. I'm pretty low on cash. It's a 3-second burn 2. Charge adjacent items. I think it's too big, though. I'd rather just play more small items than the welding helmet. It's also pretty expensive. I can't really even afford it if I want to. So let's avoid that. Boiler Room Brawler has some haste stuff. The Retiree, I believe, is, yeah, it's health and then golf clubs. And then Technovirus, I believe, is just a virus. And some crypto, which reminded me to look at my own crypto. Oh, but it does have Solar Farm, which says when you burn, charge this 2 seconds. Wait, this could actually be pretty interesting. Because if you have basically these two things charging each other, then you could get a really fast comp together in a way that seems pretty fun to me. So maybe we will be able to do that. Give your other items haste is also solid. The first time you use a large item, that I'm not as excited by, but Solar Farm would be really good. Cool, cool. And now I can get 2 scrap, reduce friend cooldown, 3 loot items, or your core gives +1 burn. So it is basically upgrading it to a diamond core, sort of. I think that's kind of cool. Let's go for that. And now, how do I want to fit this in? I think I'm not really caring about my weapon damage, right? And honestly, with only 1 ray, this might just be the build. This might just be the build here now. Sells friends, gets some chocolate. We're going to small non-weapon. Small non-weapon does kind of imply some interesting stuff. The thrusters could be cool on the solar farm, which is like my most important thing. I think this will work, though. I think this will work. Do I want some chocolate? Some friends, like if I could find a burn friend, but kind of fine with first aid in for now. There is the item that's like, oh yeah, the burn buddy is not good because it needs friends on both sides of it. So I don't think that's going to be a card that I really pursue that heavily. And I think I just want chocolate here. Just go for bronze chocolate. Sell out of this. Should I pick up 500 armor? I think that will not fare me well into the late game. How's my crypto looking? 4. But... oh, this only goes up to 4. Oh, I thought that this was... Right. Okay. That's fine. I think I will just buy another one now. I think that what I just did was correct to do. Not totally sure. And I will re-roll here. Another burn item. The scarf. And at some point playing a bunch of burn items is interesting. But this only pumps up the burn items to the right. I do need to play a fair amount of things that can charge the core as well. And I just think it's better to play a bunch of small things. So yeah, I'm off it. And now before we fight against Vanessa, let's sell through some chocolate. I could at some point use the scrap just on the induction Aegis. I think it's fine. I think I will probably just do that now. Just so that way, like, I mean, winning these early fights is pretty important. I lost my first fight of the game, but then I've been able to runner, rip off the fights after that. Okay, we've got an aquatic Vanessa build with a javelin, which is when you haste, reload this, and they're hasting with their fishing rod. Oh, and the jellyfish, of course. But I think we're just going to give them... Oh, and mixed message. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Oh, wow, they're dead. I did not... Okay, a burn is really quick, but it's catching me off guard. The thing is, poison damages once per second, and burn damages twice per second. So burn is twice as fast as poison, making it a pretty reasonable strategy. We can... I don't really think I need a weapon. What else can I get from the Lost Crate? Does it give you a weapon? Smaller, medium item? Sure. Okay, here's Omega Ray. So, at this point, we could decide to go back into rays a little bit. It's not totally out of the question. And, I mean, I like the thrusters. Could be something like... Well, I do want to keep Aiden in here, right? So it could be something like this. I don't think that this is crazy. Then we're really building a bunch of burn. I'll consider it here for a moment. Let's take a look at some medium and large, potentially get this going. Oh, so Micro Dave could be my friend instead of first Aiden. I don't hate that either. At that point, I might be tossing the thrusters. I'm definitely buying Micro Dave, for sure. And whenever I use a small item, which, to be honest, that is a weak point of this comp, I'm not using my items that frequently. When I burn, I haste everything. But, like, I really should be charging the core as much as possible. I think that this is wrong. I think that playing the rays are wrong. I don't think that Omega Ray is necessarily wrong, but I could also see just this being a better build. Actually, Induction Aegis is notably better than Omega Ray just because it's a 4-second item. It's quicker and it then charges Dave quicker too. But without Aiden pumping up the core quicker, that is a little bit awkward. This is tough. I also don't think it would be unreasonable to put Dave here, and then it takes the emulating spark. There is a thing that every time I burn, I'll charge this, which will charge the core. Could even be like thrusters on these two. I definitely need to play some small items. Cleansing half my burn with the thrusters just seems like a cool combo. I'm not playing Aiden. I did like hasting the core with the GPU though, so that's another option instead of the coolant. I could also instead of the... But it's good to play a bunch of small burn items. So I could cut the coolant and just play a GPU. That would allow this to activate 4 seconds into the fight, and then it hastes, so it winds up activating pretty soon after that. Actually, I don't need this to activate 4 seconds into the fight, because 4 seconds into the fight, this activates, which charges and then activates this, and then this activates and then it charges itself, so it's ready to go. Then this charges again, and this is ready to go again pretty soon. But then I could also just play the GPU. This might just be the best thing I can do right now. I'm not totally off the coolant or the beta ray, but let's see where this gets me, and I'll roll. I will. When this gains haste, while you have shield, this item's cooldown is reduced. So this is kind of a combo with the induction Aegis. This item's cooldown is reduced by 50%. I don't know. Like, how likely is it that I can have shield actually, come to think of it? Alright, Gorgon Noble is definitely the battle here. I don't think I need to clear my burn against the Gorgon Noble, so I will just go for this build. Actually, I guess maybe I should have looked at Infernal. Did not really even look at it. Infernal Envoy, your leftmost and rightmost items have their cooldowns reduced, and it also has cinders and a bunch of burn-related things. Okay, I messed up. I should have tried to go for the flame guy, I think, just because that's unique and interesting. But if I get Petrifying Gaze, then all is forgiven. I do not get it, unfortunately. XP, scrap, loot, extract, and friend CDR. I think it actually is either 1 XP or just 3 loot items. That is not super exciting. I'm just going to grab an XP. Silver tier skills has got to be the pickup now, though. And medium burn items becomes live again. But that is a pretty good upgrade. Now these are 10% cooldown. Alright, now we're really crack-a-lacking here. Chocolate, 5 gold, or silver tier items. Oh, let's go silver tier items. Yeah, there's some fun things that we could get here. When you haste, charge this. This is when you burn, so they don't really combo. Let's grab the thrusters for sure. It's going to reduce cooldown by 12%. Core now activating every 4.5. I don't know, and now it's feeling like I should coolant again just because I'm going to put a bunch of burn on both of us here. What other silvers do we find? While you have burn, reduce this item's cooldown by 50%. While you have burn, so you can use the thrusters to activate the cooling fan, and you will always have the burn. That's kind of interesting. So you're burning, you activate the fan, and then the core can crit, but like, I don't think that crit on burn is super interesting, especially because this is my scaling item as well. Sell out of the crypto and move into our day 5 fight, which is against a 0 wins dually. Looking like a pretty good start to this game, to be totally honest. And this is a pretty straightforward comp so far. I feel like I'm just burning, but we're cooking. Things are heating up. I'll try to think of some more burn puns and see if any of those are relevant. My opponent on a full companion build. Actually, that's a lie. Half of their cards over here are just raise and things. So they could definitely raise the number of friends they are playing, to be sure. No ammo item by the look of it. Skills, non-weapon, or a burn item. That's pretty tempting. I was happy to pick up a skill, but I mean, I gotta pick up a burn item here, right? Okay, this is a terrible burn item, but whatever. I just had to. It said pick up a burn item. What can you do about that one? When you gain burn, When you gain burn. When you gain burn. Which I can do. Interestingly, I can gain burn reliably. So if this is ever going to be a good item, the pyrocarbon. Haste your items. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I don't like cutting. I'd have to cut small items, though. That is something that I don't love. I'd basically have to cut... Oh, I'd have to cut the coolant and the induction aegis, at which point Dave is my only... Yeah, I just think the cost on the board is too steep. Unless I were to... Every 6 seconds, I'm hasting all of my items. But this is every 4 seconds, I'm hasting all of my items 1 second. And it honestly activates faster than that. All right, I'm going to not pick up the pyrocarbon, but recognize that it is kind of cool. When this is hasted, it gains 4 burn. Also interesting, but awkwardly, I don't know, am I just full build? I mean, it's really tough to play something that has a 7-second cooldown. Could have been interesting with the other card that we just passed on as well if I were to have played all of them. Alright, and then clearly I'm clicking on Infernal here. I missed the Infernal Envoy, but when you burn, your weapons gain damage, when you burn, your items gain crit, and then it also has a few other interesting fire items. The coolant seems cool. It could have also been an interesting tech card to have that when you have burn, haste your items. And just played that. Wow, that could have been really, really insane against this guy. But I don't think I need a tech against him. I think I'm going to do just fine. And what the heck is this thing here? I gotta give a read. Burn equal to this item's damage. This gains damage equal to your enemy's burn. Gains damage equal to their burn. I don't know. This is what I think... Well, actually, that doesn't even seem that interesting either. I don't know. But I think I'm doing all right, especially just with the coolant against this Infernal. I have to imagine we're going to be okay. Yeah. That was pretty fine. And I get the big thing. I have to do this. Burn equal to this item's damage. This item gains damage equal to your enemy's burn. Huh. It's really slow, too. I could throw it in the thrusters, but I do still need... So I'd have to cut the solar farm. This seems really tough to fit in here. I mean, I'm happy enough to just sell it for 50 and level up. Level up the solar farm, level up Micro Dave. Either of those seem cool. What do I want to level up here? Micro Dave or solar farm is more econ, but I don't really have to care about econ because I've got something that I can sell for 50 if I want to. Could take a look at how both of these different items scale. I imagine solar farm gives your other items haste for 2 seconds, which seems pretty good. Let me just double check on that. Solar farm does indeed scale on the haste and the regen. And let me see, Micro Dave. Micro Dave scales on the burn only. We'll go up to 9 initial burn. That doesn't even seem useful. So I think this has to be the solar farm. Oh, I guess it could be the coolant as well. Probably freeze one item for 3 seconds. I can't imagine I'm cleansing more than half of my burn, though. Coolant. Yeah, you can't just type in cool because everything has cooldown. So yeah, it increases the freeze duration. I think this has to be solar farm, though. And I think I might just be sticking with Solar Farm, to be totally honest. Let's get a small burn item. Why not? Oh, this thing again. Yeah, let's just sell through it. I'm never playing this. And we'll pick up the Plasma Grenade, small and medium. So what would I need in order to make this work? I don't know. I just need to burn them. Need to burn them. And then burn my opponent a little bit, and then this gains an insane amount of damage, and then the next time it happens, I burn them a lot of it. I am not convinced it's ever getting in, which is unfortunate because it seems like I should be playing a cool card like that. Oh, you know what it would have to be? Okay. It would actually have to be Cutting Dave and the Ignition Core. And then it would be playing around, I think. Maybe it would be cutting these two. Then Dave should be here. Right? Yeah. I don't think that I see it, though. So the first time that we hit them, it really has to be the second time that we hit them being, and I don't see that ever being better than this Ignition Core. I just don't see it, y'all, so I think we're going to stick with this. Let's take a look at some small and medium options here. I should always be rolling because I've got 50 more cash I can make quite easily. But that is the end of the day. I don't have crypto to sell. This dually looks pretty weak right now, too. Might have found myself on an easy seed somehow. But I think this is the dually build that I'm going to want to stick with. Up against an Armored Core dually. Neat, with the Force Field and the Tesla Coil and the Uzi. This actually could be a little bit of a problem because, yeah, they're going to have a little bit of sustain. And if they just crack into me for a whole bunch of damage, I mean, I do get to melt their shield. So their force field never looks like it's going to be able to get in for too much. However, it's still going to hit me. Okay, looks like the burn is actually just going to be enough, but yeah, that could have been scary. I do have some sustain as well. I guess I've got 72 regen by the end of that fight. I don't know why it gets so laggy here, other than just, like, burning them. Burning them, making it pretty laggy. Let's go into the mountain pass and probably just risk it on a potential PvP encounter. No properties or anything. All right, let's do this. Car conductor. Car conductor is, well, we could just look on the board right now. Yeah, it's everything about if you have a vehicle and stuff about vehicles. When you use a vehicle, burn 2. Huh. I can't imagine I'm ever going to get a tiny vehicle, though. But if I had a vehicle that was small enough and could burn, then maybe it could be interesting with Solar Farm. I don't think that it'll really work, though. Let's just pick up this thing. Oh, we got another level up here. That's nice. Core cooldown by 5% has probably got to be it. Yeah, that's always fun. Now we're down to 4.4, small and medium, chocolate, or XP. Maybe I just rush XP and try to find another cool thing there by the end of the day. All right, I gotta quickly read Radiant Courser one more time. I know it cleanses your burn, and it gives you the Lighthouse, the Fiery Katana. Okay, having the coolant in against them is going to be reasonable, but do I actually want the thrusters? Because what I'm thinking is I might need to scale more than I need to actually apply burn. And if that makes sense, what I actually might want to do here is cut all of my burn. Oh wait, this is scaling. That is scaling, isn't it? That's really interesting. I actually am interested in hasting the coolant, because I think that's mostly what they apply. They do have the anchor as well. But yeah, freezing more things and cleansing half my burn just seems reasonable in general. Wait, am I ever not really a huge fan of Solar Farm here? I don't think I ever tossed that, but I'm trying to consider that in a world where I only have 2 burn items. This is now activating more frequently, so to that extent, it probably only really has like a 2-second cooldown, and Micro Dave is activating pretty frequently too. I think that this is just like an equally strong build. This is a really important fight, so forgive me. The opportunity to pick up the Fiery Rebirth could just allow you to win a run, right? I don't think I'm ever going for the Greatsword. I think I'm just scaling with Ignition Core and trying to pop off like that. Let's see if we can do it. When you slow charge this, and then how else are they slowing? Okay, just the grappling hook slows. So basically, we're going to give them a bunch of burn, but the important thing is that we're scaling both of these things more than giving them a bunch of burn, because we're going to have to do it again. It does look like they are not actually damaging me, though. Oh, this is really promising. I think I've won, because, yeah, my regen is one thing that they don't cleanse. You can't cleanse my regen. So we've activated their Fiery Rebirth, and now we just got to build the burn back on him again. And I'm basically going to beat him with capped off health here. Nice. I did not consider just how powerful that regen would be, but I'm sure that that saved me, along with the fact that I had infinite haste on the coolant. It's not going to get me the Fiery Rebirth, unfortunately. Start of each fight, a random enemy item has its cooldown increased. Let's get out of the Greatsword. I'm sorry. It seems cool. I probably could have sold through some other stuff instead, but I just think that that's always where this is going. I will upgrade the core, I believe, though I'll be honest, I'm kind of liking the build that I have on the board right now. It allows Dave to activate more frequently because I'm playing faster cooldown small items instead of playing the thrusters, which actually does take a little bit of time. Let's see, this gives the core haste for 1 second. I could actually see playing this. Yeah, okay, I like this build as well. But I think I'm not going to play the Aegis. Definitely off of Alpha Ray, so... Oh, that's right. I'm upgrading the core, or I am reducing the core's cooldown. Huh. This is actually an easier thing to do, whereas this is, like, irreplaceable. So let's go for that. Sure, get a haste item, work at the docks, or get a large item. Could roll and try to find diamond on Solar Farm. It's probably worth it with 100 gold, and I get there. Cool. So I don't really need to haste the core, because once the core gets going, it's going to have permanent haste. Might be interested in hasting the coolant. The other thing that does, like any 3-second item that isn't first aid in, could be interesting as well. There's still worlds where I use both or either of these things. The Omega Ray starts to look good when I'm just like full burn, too. It's a little bit worse just because playing more cheap items activates Dave more frequently. This is every 3 seconds I get a charge on Dave. This is every 2 seconds I get a charge on Dave. Stuff adds up. This is also more scaling. I'm not using the core that often. Yeah, it's like back and forth. Could work though if you play enough burn that allows this thing to just activate the core by itself. And the core has a pretty cheap cooldown already. I'm not locked into this, but let's see what my other options are here. Shield skills are mostly nothing. However, I do believe that there are just some like generic shield skills where you just like have some starting shield. So I'm kind of interested in that. Let's take a look. Non-weapons could also be good, but I think this is what I was looking for. Oh, that scales your shield items. First 5 times you shield each fight, charge an item 1 second. Huh. Well, well, well. Does that make this significantly better? Probably. First 5 times you shield each fight, charge an item 1 second. Yeah, let's try it.
Blocking is a lot like striking.
Okay, now we are up against a 2 wins Vanessa. Don't want to get super cocky. I'm not super likely to need the coolant other than just for... I don't know, like there is a world where this could possibly work and all of these charge this, which just alone charges the core. And then playing more burn items, playing these and this, like then I just have more scaling. But I don't think it's worth it with this at bronze. So I'm going to go for this still. And I like the freeze on the coolant as well, but it's also just to cool down my own thrusters. I think that this is fine. We are up against eels, so they're going to do a lot of slowing. And I don't really think when you slow your weapons gain damage. Okay, so they're scaling up these piranhas pretty fierce to potentially be able to one-shot me. But currently just 28% to crit, and they're also dead. So, cool build, a bunch of slow stuff. This also, like, scales itself, but because I did not have any weapons, it was never triggering. So, that was good. Let's take a look at some non-weapon items. Maybe get some upgrades here. When you use the item to the left of this, charge the item to the right of this. Atomic Clock on gold, and then also Monitor Lizard. Hold on. When you haste poison, you burn, charge this. This is like potentially worth picking up as a speculative pick, just in case I can put a burn enchantment on it. I mean, I've got so much cash. I'll buy it. It's silly. It's probably really silly to do that, but I don't know. Also kind of seems cool. +1 multicast if it's next to a friend and a tool. But I do not have any tools. Multicast scaling would be interesting. I think I should potentially pick it up just to have access to it later. If I find an interesting burning tool, which I know exists, the matchbox or the lighter is that. Let's get rid of Aiden. Let's finally cash in this spider. And let's pick up the smoldering gun. Just for now. Take a look at shield skills again. Your shield items have plus shield equal to your level. Small shield have +9. Your shield items can crit. This is just always better than this, huh? Yeah, I'll grab it for 6. Still pretty cash heavy.
Shield goes in the middle. Simple, right?
Day 8, we have Infernal Frigate, which is at the start of each fight, burn plus Trebuchet. When you burn, haste this. Oh, wait, no. Trebuchet is totally different now. When you use a weapon or haste, charge this 1 second. Oh, so they just totally changed what Trebuchet does. When you use a weapon or haste, charge this. Huh. I could find more thrusters. I could upgrade my thrusters to gold, though. That is kind of interesting. Robo Bouncer. Use a weapon. I am not doing that. And how about Joyful Jack? When you heal poison... No. Okay, let's go for the frigate then and maybe upgrade these thrusters to diamond. With 2 different thrusters here for my opponent. And some awkward ordering. But no matter. When you use a weapon or haste, charge this 1 second. It's possible, like, these are both charging each other, but they seem way too big to make both of those things work. While your enemy has burn, this has double damage, multicast 3. Hold on now. I got rid of Aiden? Oh, I got rid of Aiden. Oh no. I think it was time to bring back Aiden, unfortunately. Bummer. I'm never using this. Multicast 3 makes it really, really good to scale. Your burn items have their cooldowns reduced. It's probably to reduce the cooldowns of everything is probably better here. Let me just put these things in case they need to be in to have this ability work. Take a look at some skills here. Nufu could... I need the burn freeze skill. I do not have that still. +2 burn on the core is good. Large burn items. Let's actually just roll and look for a poison skill. Leftmost weapon. When your items gain freeze, burn 4. Not super exciting, but I'll take it. Oh, your enemy has burn. This has double damage. I just care about the multicast 3 burn of it all. But maybe I mean, that does immediately activate Solar Farm, which is crazy. Because the multicast will trigger this 3 times. So it's not like it is that slow. I could cut both of these things. And then potentially looking to play. I do need, that's the problem and why I was lamenting that I had sold Aiden. I do need a friend in order to use the buddy system. So right now this build is a no-go, which is a bummer. Maybe I'll find Aiden here. Where are you at, Aiden? Okay, this is when you use another friend. This gains 1 burn. You have to have exactly 1 friend for this. But I will definitely take Omega Ray. That makes me a little bit more interested in actually playing like the rocket launcher and stuff. While you have burn, reduce this, nah. Alright, so I need to play a friend. So the friend has to be Micro Dave, because it's definitely not going to be the lizard. Right? I mean, when you haste... No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Beta Ray is, like, technically slow. But the core is going to charge it, and then the Omega Ray is also going to charge it. I think this could work. And then, yeah, it'll also have permanent haste. One small item for 1 second is not that much. It could be interesting against Dooley, though. And it's more that as a... Yeah, I think that this is all fine. All right. I'm not in love with what I'm doing this turn. And this is my toughest opponent. So it's a little bit awkward to be deviating. And they are chem-snailing me. It's good that they're not burning me, because I am not cleansing my burn, but also at the same time it's like, maybe I still should be cleansing my burn because the thrusters are still burning me, and that is going to hurt a little bit. But they've got 400 burn on them. They crit their shield. But still, this should really start to add up. Oh, it was close. It was close. One more tick, and I would have won that. And I would have just straight up beat them too. Bummer. Bummer. I'm glad I didn't play this, though, at the same time. That would really not have done that much for me, I don't believe. Coolant is freeze, too, but I don't know. I think that I did play a reasonable build at the end of the day. It's only for the PvE fight, so I don't care about it.
Nothing huge. All about moderation.
When you burn, charge this. I think its cooldown is too high, and the charge is too low, but it's interesting that we got two items that say the same thing. While you have shield, reduce this item's cooldown, and it's diamond. I don't think that that's actually that enticing. It is a 2.5 second burn item, which when you compare it to like this, and I could put haste on it as well, but I'm not always going to have shield. Yeah, alright. I'm just not always going to have shield. That's the answer.
Every item finds its buyer.
Small non-weapon. Just buy some non-weapons, potentially. When you use an adjacent item, give the other adjacent item haste for 3 seconds. When you haste poison, it feels like this is very close to being a combo. When you sell this, upgrade the core. Oh, I am definitely buying that. That's really cool. Let's sell through... Probably could sell through both of these, especially since the core is at 4.1 second cooldown now. Let's buy this and then roll.
But I'm glad you bought this.
I think I will just upgrade the core now. I think doing it sooner rather than later, so that way I don't find upgrade the core in potential future rewards is a good idea. Day 9 encounter, Oasis Guardian is +8 regen, and then poison related stuff. Pharos is if you have exactly one weapon, and the Enclave Revenant is what I'm going to go for. When you gain regen, a burn item gains 1 burn. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah. We might be able to put something together interestingly with this. When you gain regen... Oh my goodness. No, that would be awesome. And it is a tool. It is a tool. Okay, there's some really cool potential combos here for sure, for sure. +2 regen, poison equal to your regen. I got the Thurible. Oh my goodness. This is Thurible for the rest of them. This is good. Upgrade my leftmost item. Probably got to be Diamond Thrusters. Get max cooldown on the core. When you gain regen, burn. That just seems really cool, right? Okay, and then what am I doing with all of this? Am I out of the Omega Ray? It's a tool. I could play a tool and a friend in the Smoldering Gun. That seems fun. Yeah. Multicast 3. That's what I was trying to do with the rocket launcher. But now I can just do it with this stuff. When you use a small item. So do I want to... Getting additional cooldown on this thing seems good because it triggers this and this. And I can't put multicast, or I can't put the thrusters onto this. Alright, this is really interesting. What do I want to upgrade now? I'm going to see, so the thrusters are then 15% cooldown on adjacent items. That's probably got to be the pick. I'll read the Thurible. It gives more regen and more burn, but yeah, this is just always diamond thrusters here. Cool. All that Bazaar Khan has to offer. It's going to be in a pretty cool video here. Even if we do fall off, we can still take another loss in the next 2 days and not even prestige down. Get a diamond item. I mean, no, let's just get 2 XP and build closer to the enchantment. That sounds cool. Medium and large. Sure, maybe I could find Micro Dave specifically, or am I more likely to find him looking for friends? I'll look for friends. Sure. Why not? This is looking like a pretty solid build to me. I level up again, which is going to be core cooldown. Core now activating every 3.8 seconds. This is another 7-win dually. Another, because yesterday we faced off against a 7-win dually, I believe. They also seem to have only lost on their first day. So they might be pretty strong. They look pretty strong. Looks cool. Their skin here. And it is armor. Armor could be good against me, because they gain plus 40 shield, whereas I only gain 5 burn, so they scale much faster, but I am doing a lot more stuff over here, I have to say, and I'm capped off with 140 regen. All of my things keep activating. Everything has permanent haste right now, and so honestly, I feel pretty good. We're getting through their shield, and they are not getting through my HP. Yeah, 1,500 burn, baby. That is pretty good. That is going to give me a silver victory with victory number 7. Moving into day 10, and now, like, what do I really need? I feel like I should just get some chocolate. Let's go for some chocolate bars here, and with 50 gold in tow, I never need the rocket launcher. I could use this potentially, but probably... No, because it's never better than anything on this build. Definitely never playing that. Alright, I think I'm getting rid of the Induction Aegis, actually. Oh, wait, I had this. I knew that there was some reason it was cool. Alright, I will just try to Shield Enchant something then. Shield Enchant is now live, but I want to, if I'm buying chocolate, I want 5 chocolate bars. I suppose I will relax. And then I think I don't need to read these. I think I'm just going to face up against the one that has the most XP as a reward. So let's just click it, baby. Not going to worry about what all this stuff is going on here. Just going to hope to get the genie lamp. I'm going to drink some water. How we doing? Looking good.
Strength is beautiful.
Cool. Show me magic lamp. Ah, okay, wait, this is fine. Whenever any player uses an item, all items gain crit chance. I think I'm going to skip this. Giving everything crit chance means that I could get one shot a lot easier. But here's the flip side of that. Builds that would crit me probably already have high crit chance. It's a tricky decision because I cannot toss this skill if I pick it up. I think it's a liability, though. It scares me. I have to say, it really does scare me. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to say no thank you. Poison burn, +1 burn on the core, or core cooldown reduced again by 5%, or turn this up to +6 burn, which is pretty good on the smoldering gun. Pretty good on the micro Dave. One thing that I am pretty sure of is that if I were to take the cinders, it only modifies this number and not this number. If I'm wrong, then, like, obviously I should just be grabbing the cinders here, but I'm pretty confident that this only increases the first number. I could take some cinders and just put them on the smoldering gun. But I think what allows me to go off the fastest here is core cooldown, because then... Actually, this is activating 4 seconds into the fight regardless, huh? Yeah, this is always going off after 4 seconds. So maybe I do actually go for Firestorm. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. If I could play like a 2-second... Like, maybe I would still swap this out for a lighter that got to activate 2 seconds into the fight. I think that I would, so I think I want to go to the docks. +2 cinders is still pretty interesting. But how many times is this activating in a fight? I've got no clue. Oh, this is tough. I haven't been paying enough attention to my fights to really know what the most important thing here is. I don't think it... I mean, it is an important decision. The soonest this can ever activate in a fight is 4 seconds. And then everything has permanent haste. I don't think I need additional core cooldown, as crazy as that sounds. But no, additional core cooldown can still activate the core once, because right now the core is activating 4 seconds in, and then it's activating every 2 seconds. The core activating every 2 seconds... Making that a little bit faster doesn't seem super useful. I think I'm going to grab cinders and put them on the multicast. Small non-weapon, sell small non-weapon, but I'm kind of looking for match, which is not a dually item, or I don't know if it's called match. I'm going to hang on to these cinders for now. Sparring partner, haste item, sells medium. Sells medium could give me a micro Dave upgrade. I feel like that's the only relevant thing at this point in the game, is looking for upgrades, because I have enough cash. So yeah, let's do this. Definitely going to be a roll here. Oh, enemy item cooldowns are increased. That's cute. And then when you shield charge this, first time you use this, each fight destroy a small enemy item for the fight. Huh. I also just remembered, yeah, I do kind of want a shield item. Definitely going to use these cinders right now. And I think it's going to be on this interesting little multicast guy. I think that gives me some pretty solid start of fight burst with, then goes up to 12, and then I hit my opponent immediately for 36 burn right off the rip. Yeah, it seems reasonable to me. This is an 8-win dually. A little bit fearful. I do have this skin, by the way, but I don't know. This dually's also just really cute. They've got this, and they've got a pretty nice armor build setup. I think we're going to be able to melt through their armor, though. Never mind, I'm dead. Okay, but I survive with 1 prestige, right? I believe so. Yeah, this was day 10. I had 11 prestige, so okay. Now I can't lose again. Probably... I mean, if I had more health, I could maybe survive a big hit like that. Probably not, but like maybe. Let's buy some chocolate. What is this? Enchanted item with crit effects? Sure. Or 300. I mean, no, crit effects on this is fine. Seems good. Vulcus Enforcer. I remember that from one of my previous videos. I don't see how that would be super helpful for me. Hulkling Experiment also does not seem super useful. And Property Baron is just a little one-shot guy. I think I will just go for the Vulcus Enforcer. Actually, yeah, against a freeze comp, giving them a bunch of burn does seem pretty good. Sell through this stuff real quick. And then I get all the possible XP and gold from this, so do think this is pretty reasonable. Oh, you know what I could actually use? I just realized. Start a fight, burn. And that is a real thing. I know there's a skill that does it. I might never be able to find that skill at this point of the game. But that's interesting stuff to think about. We do get a level up here as well. Loot items... Tool cooldown reduction. Oh, that's gotta be it, huh? Or friend cooldown reduction. No, I think it's gotta be tool CDR. Yeah. Oh, this is also a tool? Oh, sure. That seems pretty good. Get a small weapon, sells tools, sells friends. This did give me Dave last time I tried to find it, but I have 2 tools now. This is not really a tool I can upgrade, but this is, so.
Are tools weapons? Well, that's up to you.
Are tools weapons? I don't know, but
I get new stock every day.
Nothing there. Let's take a look at this for this thing. When you sell a tool, give this +1 ammo. That's pretty cool. When this gains haste, charge it. Give the core damage. Nope. Uzi, yeah, seeing a lot of diamond stuff is interesting at this stage of the game. I should almost sell out of Omega Ray so I can find it in diamond. We are up against a fellow 7-win dually. I feel like I've said that a lot this video. Or I was on 6 wins, I think, facing off against 7-win dualies. I don't really remember at this point, but let's see what we can do against a lizard build. They're going to just be giving me infinite poison, but I'm going to give them a whole bunch of burn, and we're going to fire back on each other here because I'm going twice as fast as them. I think burn beats poison. It does. Cool. Yeah, just, I mean, similar amounts of damage here, and burn just activating twice as fast is nice. That gets me to win number 8. We are plugging and chugging along here. Small shield item, could go back for it. I think, though, realistically, I just want some chocolate. Let's eat. I could relax. I feel like I don't need to at this part of the game, though. Let's take a look at non-weapons. Do I get a roll on non-weapons? I do.
Big bargains.
Gains freeze, remove. When your items gain freeze, burn 4. Oh, so that's how I can get a start of fight. Burn. Ah, I want to get frozen. Oh, that's really silly. What is this? When you slow haste. When you gain burn. Oh, when you gain burn, not when you gain freeze. Yeah, there's some really interesting combo cards in Dually. I'm sure I'm just hitting Lord Arkin again. I'm not even going to read here. Just sell through the chocolate and click the big guy. Get 5 XP. That will put me up to level 15, assuming I can beat this, which I think we will. We actually have like nearly the same amount of health as my opponent. They are chonking me here. I'm down to half. I'm almost dead. Can I heal? No, I think I'm dead here. Wow. Okay, they got me. They got me. When you use an item shield... Oh, that would have been really good. Haste and charge skills. Oh, I'm pretty low on skills, aren't I? What the heck is this? When you haste, give your items crit chance. When you burn haste the core, use a non-weapon item, a weapon gains haste. When you use a large item each fight, haste adjacent items. That's never useful. This, I think, actually could be. It is slow, though. This never does anything. This never does anything. This does a little bit. No, it never does anything. The core is going to have infinite haste the first time this activates once. Let's go for static acceleration then. Definitely going to go for skills again. Try to pick up some skills here in the late game. Your burn items have +2 burn. Sure, sure. When you use the core, haste 1 item for 4 seconds. Again, I use the core. Everything has permanent haste. Let's go for +2 burn. I maybe could have rolled there as well, but I think that this is fine. Tool CDR seems good to me. And now it's lose and prestige down. Another 7-win dually. That is definitely a theme with this video. A lot of 7-win dualies capping out. When they burn me, they will freeze me, which means I will burn them back. And use a small item, charge a large item. Oh, so they got the combat core. They got the combat core thangin' over here. Oh, that is scary. Yeah, combat core with all of these rays. I don't even know if they needed all of the rays, just like, that's a really good skill. Alright, it has to be a random enchantment for me. I'm fine with shield, I'm not in love with it. Burn is also interesting. Enchanted item with freeze effects. Like, this is just busted, isn't it? When you haste, freeze. I have to read everything here. This is a crazy powerful enchantment. Alright. Here are my options. If I put it on Solar Farm, I get to freeze 1 item for 3 seconds. It's not bad, considering how frequently Solar Farm gets to activate. If I put it on Ignition Core, I do lose my 50% crit on Ignition Core, but I will gain freeze 1 item for 3 seconds. That's the same thing as I just said on this, right? Solar farm. Freeze 1 item for 3 seconds. Could also consider, does Micro Dave have, freeze 1 item for 1 second on Micro Dave. And I imagine Soldering Gun is going to be the same thing. Let's see. My phone just seems to have frozen here. But I imagine this is freeze 1 item for 1 second. Okay, the Thurible, when you gain regen, freeze 1 item for 1 second. Thrusters is probably just freeze 1 item on the cooldown. Yeah, 1 item for 1 second on the thrusters. How about Soldering Gun, though? This could be an interesting option. Soldering Gun, freeze 1 item for 1 second, but it's a multicast 3, so it's worth considering. And then if we put it on the coolant, it's just going to double the freeze, I believe. No, +1 freeze targets. So it would be freeze 2 items for 2 seconds. If we put it on Alpha Ray, sure, that's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, it's freeze 1 item for 1 second. Beta Ray, it'll be freeze 2 items for 1 second, I'm sure. Double freeze duration. Double freeze duration. So doubling from 1 second to 2 seconds because I've got the bronze one. And then Monitor Lizard is when you haste, freeze 1 item 1 second, which means when we activate this, I do believe I would get to then freeze 5 items for 1 second each. But it could still very much be worth it. I also don't know what's activating the fastest. Is it Micro Dave? Is it the core because it activates the quickest into the fight and then only has a... and I'd lose the crit chance on it. Man. This is such a big decision here. This is a cool combo with this, but it's not... I mean, I'm basically leaning on everything else to charge this, which then charges this. Haste 1 item for 3 seconds. So this also has a haste built in. And then when you haste, freeze 1 item. Would really love some start of fight haste as well, but I just don't have that. So that's also a bit of a bummer. If I get start of fight frozen though, it does charge Solar Farm, which then allows me to use this. This has a 2.3 second cooldown, basically. So if we want to say that's a 1 point... or, 1.1 second cooldown with haste. This is not getting any cooldown reduction. This also could activate twice because it activates off of this and it activates off of itself. And it can't get frozen, so it can't get disrupted as easily. And this was whenever you regen. It might be this. Doing this is straight up better than doing this. Other than the fact that this can get destroyed.
Hours? Years?
When you gain regen, freeze one item. What are some other ways to gain regen? I feel like regen is not through skills, really. It does potentially open the door to, like, some other random item, like a small friend that gives regen. Yeah, that's tempting too. Okay, I'll go for an icy Thurible. Freezes one item for 1 second. I just want to reread Dave to see if he has a longer duration. Freeze one item for 1 second as well on Dave. Okay, I'm into it. Cool. Whenever you gain regen, burn and freeze. I think this is as good as it gets here. Let's buy some chocolate. Let's... Yeah, I guess cells small is probably the best. So I can maybe find this thing. Burn both players 4. Wait a minute. No, that's the opposite. Yeah, when your items gain freeze. Never mind. Burn both players 4. Yeah, this is something that I do still have to kind of consider, but I don't see any way to ever put it in. Wait, no, I do see a way to put it in. But I would need a friend with regen to also put next to the smoldering gun. I mean, I should buy it. It's 4 coin. It's lower cooldown, or less cooldown than this. Oh, I don't have space. Okay. I think the fact that I did not enchant the lizard, even though that was a broken potential combo, I think this is good. Oh wait, yeah, Vulcus Enforcer could be good now all of a sudden again too, right? Let me double check what Boss Harrow does. When a non-weapon is used, slow it. I'm not sure if that is symmetrical, but I kind of don't want to find out. What's the other option here? The Trash Titan, I believe, is just ammo stuff. Oh, this is also when you use a small item, charge a large item. Oh, wait, no, that's kind of busted, too. Yeah, I just saw how busted that was. I mean, Vulcus Enforcer is interesting freeze stuff, but I don't really care. I'm going to go for the Trash Titan after just getting wrecked by it. This skill... I mean, just additional ways to charge the solar farm definitely could make me move away from Dave. And then additional ways to get regen is also pretty cool. Looks like that's just the Venomander, but this is a friend that gives regen. Okay, but not quite. When you use the item to the left of this, haste the item to the right. Use the item to the left, haste the item to the right. Yeah, I don't think that that's making it in. Large, small tool, sells tools. But can this ever just give me a... Well, I'm never getting out of the Icy Thurible at this point. So what am I looking for? I guess I just want to upgrade that, rather.
Come on in.
Okay. Nothing.
I love this stuff so much. I'm almost
Give a
happy when you don't.
item a random enchantment. Oh gosh. That is probably going on Dave or the gun, but it feels pretty... It's not that risky. I just can't put it on the Thurible. or this. I mean, it could just be the solar farm. Solar farm is cool, but I feel like there's more things on this that would be interesting and good. Microdave could be better, though, especially if it gets, like, armor. Because this is something I just want to use earlier. More than anything else. Alright, let's go for this. I think there's a lot of good hits. Armor is cool. It gained fiery. And not that much. Double burn. Might have been better on this, but now I'm definitely keeping Microdave. And this is just the build. And I'm sticking with it. Alright, this has got to be good, though. A 9-win Vanessa. I can still win, or I can still lose one more time. But I think that this build is sweet. Are they burning me? They are burning me, which means nothing. I need them to freeze me, which they did freeze me. They did freeze me, so that did activate the solar farm, and then I did freeze them back, actually. But, oh, I'm just way too low. Dang, yeah, they just had way too fast of a build here, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, that is... I'm sorry, I forgot what happened. I'm done. That's the end of the run. So, unfortunately, that's where this one ends. It's a silver victory, but it was still a sweet one. I forgot that I spent, like, 20 minutes somehow reading through enchantments, finding the Icy Thurible, and ultimately it wasn't enough. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.